Big weekend of racing, of course. We've got the Guineas here on Saturday and Sunday, but in America, it's a massive night's racing at Churchill Downs. So the big one, the Kentucky Derby, which gets underway at about 11:57, but a great supporting card, Paul. Looking forward to it. We've got the oldest expert in town in America, Paul Quigley. How are you?
Not too bad, Paul.
Looking forward to Saturday night?
I certainly am. It's going to be a great night. It's a massive card and some interesting races on the supporting card. I think we should look at this turf sprint. What?
Yeah, turf sprints due off at 6:56, of course, and a lot of us probably seen over the last couple of years the Breeders' Cup Championships, turf sprint. The Americans have been dominating over the years, and I think a very interesting point as far as this turf sprint is concerned is Go Bears Go. Now with Wesley Ward.
You'll know more about this horse than I will. He was a class act at one time. He ran well on one of his previous trips to America, didn't he? He ran in the juvenile turf sprint. He ran really well.
Del Mar.
At Del Mar, yeah.
Yeah.
And his first time with Wesley Ward. Same owners, and I think he's primed to go first time out. He'll have to beat his stable companion, Arrest Me Red, who won this race last year. He's drawn 10. He was drawn 10 last year. He's got a similar preparation. He ran well at Keeneland in his prep race. He ran well in his prep race last year and won this race quite easy under Ira Ortiz. Arrest Me Red is the horse to beat, but Go Bears Go, I think he's the one at the price for me.
Well, there'll be a few customers in our shops on all the colours. Might remember the likes of One Master, who was probably one of the better horses in them colours. The owners have horses on both sides of the Atlantic. Arrest Me Red, of course, ran in the turf sprint last year and ran okay to be 8. He's got a bit of class about him, Arrest Me Red, and for me, he's probably the one to be with, although I think there is other horses at bigger prices. But can Wesley Ward improve Go Bears Go? Can he?
I think so, and I think the angle, I know turf racing on sprinting is different in America to going further, but there is a European Class X, and if you look at Motorious, number 11, he was a Wolverhampton and Kempton horse when he was trained over here. He won a Grade 2 at Santa Anita last time out. So he didn't have any class and he's winning graded races. What could this Go Bears Go do? For me, he's the bet at the odds in the race.
Yeah, each way maybe Go Bears Go. I think Just Mate's got a chance as well. A horse who's won over the track over 6 furlongs, won over 5, hasn't quite done it over 5.5, but of course ran in the Breeders' Cup in 2020 when I was there at Keeneland, and has got a little bit of early speed. And we all know Churchill Downs, if you've got a bit of course and distance form, Paul, it can be vital.
It is. And also, if you haven't got early speed, horses like Go Bears Go, if it doesn't break well, they'll need luck in running.
So a couple each ways maybe there, Paul. Go Bears Go. I think Just Mate as well each way. And look out for Arrest Me Red. It could be a good night for Wesley Ward. Of course, we're all looking forward to seeing Cody's Wish back in action. He was the star, wasn't he, as far as the Breeders' Cup was concerned. What a story with Cody's Wish.
It was, obviously, it was a sentimental story with the name of the horse as well. He's won his last 4 races in 2022. Last 2 were Grade 1s, including that Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. He was sensational coming from off the pace. The worry with Cody's Wish, I think he's going to be odds on in this spot, is it's first time out. He was beaten at Tampa Bay Downs first time out in 2022. Yeah. There's just a chance there might be a price horse against him. White Barrio, the galloping grey for Safi Joseph, he's back to his best. But I like this Endorsed. He's won his last 4 starts at Gulfstream Park. He has got form at Churchill. He's a 7-year-old who's just found some form from nowhere all of a sudden. I think he might give Cody's Wish a race. He'll get first run, and each way Endorsed for me in that
9:31.
9:31. I was going to say, yeah.
9:31. It's due off now. Is it going to go off odds on, do you think, Cody's Wish?
I think so. It might be a shade of odds on, but I think it could be 4 to 5, 8 to 11. First time out, it is a Grade 1, so he probably will be ready for his life, but he was beaten at Tampa first time out. Do you want odds on a horse like that that's not proven fresh?
Yeah, so something maybe each way for you. Just repeat it again, 9:31.
Endorsed, Mike Maker's the trainer, Tyler Gaffleone is the rider. I think he'll go well, about 6 to 1, something like that.
Yeah, looking forward to all the supporting card on Kentucky Derby night. But the big one's due off at, I think, 11:57. This year, I've looked at it, and Todd Pletcher, he's got a very strong hand. I was on 40 when he turned over Cave Rock in the Breeders' Cup. That was a bit of a shock. Ira Ortiz Jr. gets on great with the horse. Gonna go off favourite, but is it a bit short, Paul, for the big one?
When I was looking at this race, I thought it was priced up to the max. I don't think he's ridiculously short price. It's probably about 3 to 1 come post time. Yeah. But a 20 runner field with a lot of improving 3-year-olds, It's about, not quite. It's a bit skinny for me. I know you're a big fan of the horse. He's champion juvenile, and he's done nothing wrong in his 2 starts this year. He came down the straight at Gulfstream Park last time. I'm crying out for another furlong. He'll be finishing strong, but a few others will be in this race. It is not a match. It's 20 runners. Top Pledge also has Tappet Trice in this race.
Yeah.
He's been learning, even though he's winning, he keeps getting behind in his race and coming through with a late run. The problem with Tappet Trice is if he does that against these better horses, is he going to have too much to do?
Yeah, Louis Sayers rides. Louis Sayers, he's a good jockey, Louis Sayers. Gets on well with the horse.
He does, yeah. And there's more to come from Tappet Trice. It's just he's got to put it all together on the big stage. I'm going to mention 2 horses against the Pletcher pair. I'd say I'm a big fan of 40 myself. Not as big as you, though, Paul, but I'm going to mention the Japanese horse, Dermo Sotogaki.
Have you got that right?
No, I've not got it right. But he won the UAE Derby by open lengths. I say he's a handy tool. The problem with it is, if he races handy, he won't be the only horse who'll be racing handy in that race. He could be a pace casualty. I think if he got the lead on his own, the Japanese could go really well. But I like one of Brad Cox's here, Angel of Empire.
Yeah.
He's had 6 starts. He's improved every time he's gone to the racetrack. He was really impressive in the Arkansas Derby at Oakland Park last time. That's a grade 1, won it by open lengths. The slight knock on him for me is that after a big effort, only 5 weeks break, sometimes these dirt horses can regress off a big effort, but I think he's got to go well at about 8-1.
Well, I must admit, I've never mentioned it here, but I did look at that horse as well because I'm a big fan of Flavien Prat. Of course, the customers might remember a few years ago when he got the race in the steward's room, didn't he?
Yeah.
Flavien Prat.
For Brad Cox, ironically as well. So history could repeat itself, but say Cox has got 4. I'm just hoping this Angel of Empire is the best. I am frightened of Forte. If I'm having a forecast in the race, I'm going to do them 2 in a forecast, have a little saver on your Forte, because I'm frightened of your Forte.
What about, I've looked another one here. I looked at Verifine, who finished behind Tappet Trice. Would he have a bit of a chance?
A lot of the experts in America thought he ran better the way the race was run at Tappet Trice. To say he was on the speed and had a tougher journey. He's worth a look at a price.
Right, so listen, we'll close it here. Nap of the night. It's Kentucky Derby night on Saturday night. What are you going to go for? Give us 3 winners on Saturday night.
I'll give you 3 that should run well, is the 3 I've mentioned. Endorsed, I think, in that Churchill Downs against Cody's Wish. I think he'll go very well. I still think Go Bears Go is a bet. I hope he may be getting towards a double-figure price. Johnny Velasquez is booked, which is often a good sign for Wes
Brilliant
Ward.
jockey.
And brilliant trainer as well. And don't be worried about the layoff with him. Say Wes can get him fit. And I'm sticking to Angel of Empire. That's my 3 each-way doubles and each-way treble.
Promises to be a fantastic night. It's Kentucky Derby Saturday night at Churchill Downs. It all gets underway. The big race at 11:57.